Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're looking ahead today, way ahead, all the way to 2025, trying to get a glimpse of what the future of AI could look like. We've got this report we're diving deep into. It's full of predictions, and it's pretty fascinating stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of buzz around AI right now, but this report, it goes beyond the hype. It grounds its predictions in, the actual history of AI, which I think is really important for understanding why the next few years could be so different, so transformative.
Right, that makes sense. So just to kind of level set here, the report starts off by defining AI, basically machines that can, learn and reason and problem solve just like humans do. But, and this is what I found interesting, before it jumps into the future, it takes us back in time, back to this period called the AI winter, which I have to admit I wasn't really familiar with. Can you maybe, I don't know, explain that a little bit?
Yeah. Sure. So the AI winter, it refers to a period, it started around the 1970s when AI research just kind of stalled. Like after all this initial excitement and funding, researchers hit a wall. They were struggling to achieve these really ambitious goals that they had set.
Atsu.
And that led to, well, a decline in investment, a decline in interest. It was like a winter for the field.
Interesting. It sounds like there were some pretty high expectations back then, expectations that, maybe weren't met. So how does understanding this winter period help us understand the AI boom that's happening right now? I mean, are we setting ourselves up for another disappointment?
That's the million-dollar question. And the report argues that this time it's different. The AI winter, it taught us some valuable lessons, about managing expectations, about recognizing how complex it really is to create true artificial intelligence. But today, the landscape is totally different. We have way more data now, exponentially more, and the computing power, it's grown tremendously. And the algorithms themselves, they're much more sophisticated. So all of that suggests that the progress we're seeing in AI, it's more sustainable, it's more likely to lead to real breakthroughs.
Okay, so we're setting the stage here for an AI-powered future. But what does that world actually look like? This report, it has some pretty wild predictions for 2025. One that really stood out to me was this idea of hyper-personalization. Can you break that down for us?
So hyper-personalization, it takes the personalized experiences we already see online, with recommendations and targeted ads, and it takes it to a whole new level. Imagine AI understanding your preferences so well that it can curate every aspect of your life.
Like what kinds of things?
Well, think about the products you buy, the entertainment you consume, even your healthcare plan. It could all be tailored specifically to you.
Whoa, that's kind of amazing. But it also sounds a little, I don't know, a little creepy. Having AI like so deeply embedded in our lives. What are some of the potential downsides to this level of personalization?
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some concerns. One of the big ones is the potential for AI to create these echo chambers or filter bubbles where we're only exposed to information and experiences that confirm our existing biases.
Right.
And that could really limit our perspectives. It could make it harder to have, meaningful conversations with people who hold different views.
That's a really important point. It seems like with all the convenience AI could offer, it also comes with a responsibility to be mindful of the potential consequences.
Exactly. It's not about rejecting AI advancements. It's about approaching them with a critical eye, with a sense of discernment. AI is getting more and more sophisticated. So it's really important that we develop strategies to make sure it enhances our lives, without narrowing our perspectives in the process.
Absolutely. So moving on from hyper-personalization, the report also talks about AI's potential as this prediction powerhouse. And this is something that, I don't know, I find really fascinating. What are some of the areas where AI could, like, make these really accurate forecasts?
Oh, the possibilities are huge. We're talking about AI making accurate predictions in finance, in weather forecasting, even in medicine. Imagine doctors being able to predict health issues before they even arise. That would allow for preventative measures, for personalized treatment plans. It would be revolutionary.
That's incredible. But how does AI actually do that? How does it achieve this level of predictive power? Like, what makes it so much better at forecasting than, traditional methods?
The key is machine learning. These algorithms, they can sift through massive amounts of data, identifying complex patterns and correlations that humans might miss entirely. And this ability to detect these subtle signals, it's what allows AI to make predictions with remarkable accuracy.
So it's like these algorithms can uncover insights that are like hidden within data, insights that would be impossible for us to find on our own.
Right, exactly.
Also, it's like having a crystal ball or something.
In a way, yeah. AI is giving us these unprecedented insights into trends and patterns, which allows us to make more informed decisions in all sorts of fields. But, like with any powerful tool, it's important to use it responsibly, ethically.
For sure. And that brings us to a prediction that I think a lot of our listeners are probably thinking about, the idea of an augmented workforce. This report, it suggests that AI won't necessarily replace jobs, but it will act as a coworker, kind of enhancing human capabilities. So can you talk a little bit about how AI could reshape the way we work?
Yeah, that's a really important distinction. Instead of fearing AI as this job stealer, we should see it as an opportunity to offload these repetitive, mundane tasks, freeing up humans to focus on tasks that require, creativity, problem solving, emotional intelligence, those uniquely human skills that AI, at least for now, can't replicate.
Right. So instead of fearing AI, we should be thinking about how it can make us better at our jobs, more efficient. It's like having this incredibly capable assistant who can handle all the tedious stuff, and that frees us up to focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly. This shift towards an augmented workforce, it's going to require some adaptability, a willingness to embrace new technologies, but it's also a call to focus on developing those uniquely human skills, because those skills are going to be in high demand as AI takes on more and more of those routine tasks.
So it's not just about adapting to AI, it's about shaping its role in the workplace, making sure it complements human skills and creates a more, I don't know, a more fulfilling work environment.
Exactly. And that's just scratching the surface. This report goes into so much detail about how AI could transform all these different aspects of our lives. From healthcare to education to entertainment, it's really quite amazing.
Yeah, and that's actually what we're going to be exploring in part 2 of this deep dive. We'll be back after a quick.
Welcome back. We were talking about some of these predictions for what AI could do by 2025. And just before the break, we were talking about how it could change the way we work, the whole augmented workforce idea.
Yeah, it's really interesting to think about, AI handling the boring tasks and freeing us up to do more creative, more strategic work. I'm curious though, like how would that actually play out in different industries? Does this report give any specific examples?
It does. Yeah, it goes into detail about a few key sectors where they think AI is, poised to really make a difference. One of the big ones is healthcare. You could have AI helping doctors, diagnose diseases earlier,
Hmm.
more accurately, leading to treatments that are personalized, like tailored to your genes and your lifestyle.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But yeah, I guess I can see how that level of personalized medicine could be a game changer for healthcare. Are there other industries where AI could have that kind of impact?
Another one the report highlights is education. Imagine AI that can personalize the learning experience, adapting to each student's needs, their learning style, their pace.
Hmm.
It could make education more engaging, more effective, help students reach their full potential.
That's really fascinating. Seems like AI could change things up for both students and teachers. But with all these potential benefits, I'm also wondering about the potential downsides. Does this report address any concerns about like AI's impact on society as a whole?
It does, yeah. While they're optimistic about the potential, they also acknowledge that we need to be, mindful of the challenges. And one of the big ones is job displacement. As AI starts taking over certain tasks, there's a concern about people losing their jobs.
Yeah, that's definitely a valid concern. A lot of people are probably worried about that.
Yeah.
What does the report say we can do about it?
Well, they emphasize the need for, retraining programs,
Yeah.
upskilling programs to help workers adapt to the changing job market. They also suggest, focusing on developing those skills that AI can't replicate,
Right.
like creativity,
Mm.
critical thinking, problem solving.
So it's not just about fearing job losses. It's about preparing ourselves for the new opportunities that AI will create. It's about, lifelong learning,
Yeah.
staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And it's not just about individuals adapting. The report stresses how important it is for, governments and businesses to invest in these education and training programs to make sure the transition to an AI-powered workforce is a smooth one.
So we all need to work together on this. Individuals, businesses, governments, it's a team effort.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a little bit. We've been talking about these very practical applications of AI, but what about its impact on like our understanding of the world? Does the report talk about that at all?
It does. They get into how AI could totally transform scientific research and discovery. Imagine AI analyzing these huge data sets, from space telescopes or particle accelerators, uncovering patterns and insights that we could never find on our own.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. AI could help us unlock the secrets of the universe. That's incredible.
Yeah, and it could accelerate scientific progress in ways we can't even imagine right now.
So it's not just a tool for solving practical problems. It's a tool for understanding, for discovery.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot here, from healthcare and education to, even the universe. But I'm curious about how we can make sure that all of this, that AI is developed and used responsibly. Does the report offer any guidance on that?
Yeah, they emphasize the importance of establishing, clear ethical guidelines for AI development. These guidelines would cover things like bias, transparency, accountability, making sure that these systems are fair and just.
Right. I mean, with AI becoming this powerful, it's really crucial that we have safeguards in place
Yeah.
to make sure it's used for good,
Yeah.
and doesn't cause any harm to individuals or society.
Absolutely. And those safeguards need to be, baked into the design of these AI systems from the very beginning, not just tacked on later. The report, they recommend bringing together experts from different fields, computer science, ethics, law, to work on developing these guidelines.
It seems like we need a lot of different perspectives to navigate this, all the ethical challenges that come with AI.
Right.
We can't just focus on the technology. We also need to think about the bigger picture, the societal implications. But AI is advancing so quickly. How do we even keep up with all of this, with these ethical considerations? It feels like trying to hit a moving target.
That's a good point. And the report actually highlights the need for ongoing dialogue, public engagement, to make sure these ethical guidelines evolve as AI evolves. It's not a one-time thing. It's this constant process of, reflecting, debating, adjusting.
So it's not just about setting the rules. It's about creating this culture of responsible AI development. We need to constantly be questioning, evaluating, adapting as the technology changes.
Exactly. And that's where individuals like you come in. It's not just up to, the experts and policymakers to shape the future of AI. Everyone has a role to play in making sure it's used ethically and benefits everyone.
That's a really powerful message. It's empowering to know that we're not just, passive observers in this. We can actually make a difference. But before we dive into what individuals can actually do, let's take a quick. Okay, so we're back, and we're ready to tackle this big question. What can we do? Like, what role can everyday people play in shaping the future of AI? I mean, it's easy to feel like all of this is, way above our heads, like it's all being decided by big tech companies and governments. But you've been saying that, we actually have some agency here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I get it. I mean, it's natural to feel a bit overwhelmed by it all, but individual actions, they can have a ripple effect. Think of it like every decision you make about the technology you use, the products you buy, the conversations you have, all of that, it contributes to shaping the direction that AI takes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So what are some things we can actually do? I'm ready to go from, feeling overwhelmed to feeling empowered.
Well, the first thing, and probably the most important thing, is to stay informed. The more you understand about AI, its capabilities, its limits, the different opinions about how it should be developed, the better equipped you'll be to, make informed decisions, engage in thoughtful conversations about it.
So keep diving deep, basically.
Exactly.
All right, I can definitely get behind that. What else, besides staying informed, what else can we do?
Well, think about your values. What's important to you? Privacy, sustainability, accessibility. And then when you're making choices about, which companies to support, which organizations to donate to, think about how their approach to AI aligns with your values.
That's a great point. We can use our spending power and our voices to support ethical AI development. What about in our own, like our careers, our everyday lives? How can we prepare ourselves for this AI-powered future?
Embrace lifelong learning. I mean, that's always good advice, but it's especially important now. The job market, it's changing so fast, so you need to be proactive about developing new skills, especially skills that, complement AI.
What kinds of skills are we talking about?
Things like creativity, critical thinking, communication, emotional intelligence. These are things that AI can't do, at least not yet. And these are skills that are going to be in high demand.
So we're not just passively watching this happen. We're taking control of our own futures.
Yeah.
Becoming these like valuable contributors to this new world. That's actually really exciting. Any final words of wisdom before we wrap things up?
Just remember, the future of AI, it's not set in stone. It's a future that we're all creating together. through the choices we make, the actions we take. So be curious, be critical, be involved.
I love that. This deep dive, it's been a journey, hasn't it? I mean, we've talked about the history of AI, the impact it could have on society, on the universe even. But the takeaway here is the future of AI, it's not something that's just happening to us. It's something we're all actively shaping.
That's right. By understanding AI, by talking about it, by making conscious choices about how we interact with it, we can make sure it's a force for good in the world.
Well, this has been an amazing deep dive. Thank you so much for, guiding us through this really complex and fascinating topic. And to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep shaping the future of AI, because it's a future that belongs to all of us.